What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the new movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is the 2025 Legacy sequel and everything. Technically, it is the fourth film in the franchise, but I'm considering it as the third. As far as I'm concerned, the real third movie, I Will Always Know What You Did Last Summer, is not part of this franchise. It doesn't even exist as far as I'm concerned. But in this movie, when five friends inadvertently cause a deadly car accident, they cover up their involvement and make a pact to keep it a secret rather than face the consequences. A year later, their past comes back to haunt them and they're forced to confront the horrifying truth. Someone knows what they did last summer and is hell-bent on revenge. So, this movie really surprised the hell out of me. When I heard they were doing this movie, I really had no desire to see it. I wasn't going to see it at all when I first heard about it. And then they announced that Sheffield Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. were coming back. So I was like, I'll watch it for Freddie Prinze Jr. at least. I mean, I loved Jennifer Love Hewitt and stuff, but she wasn't enough to bring me back into the theater. It was mainly Freddie Prinze Jr. because I always have been a big fan of him ever since I was a little kid. He's kind of one of my childhood heroes and stuff. So I was really excited to see him back on the big screen and stuff. And I was not disappointed with this movie at all. I was actually really shocked by how much I enjoyed it. The story is really pretty good in this movie. And it's not as good as some other Legacy sequels and stuff, but it's still pretty decent and everything. And the new cast are great in here. Chase Sue Wonders is Ava is really, really good. I think she does a really great job. She's a really great lead character and everything. I absolutely love her. And Madeline Klein is Danica, her best friend, is really good too. The two of them have really, really great chemistry together. Jonah Howard King, who played Prince Eric in Love Actually, is in here too, and everything. He plays Milo, and he's really good. And Tariq Withers as Teddy is pretty good too. I think all of them are really good, and they have great chemistry with each other, just like the cast in the original did, and everything. And then you got Sarah Pigeon as Stevie, who's not really part of the frame group. She was just kind of tagging along with them and stuff, and she's pretty good too. It's revealed in the end of the movie that she's the killer, one of the killers and everything, and I thought she was good. Now this review is going to be spoiler free. Spoiler filled. I should have said that at the beginning of the video, but there are going to be spoilers in here because I can't talk about this movie without talking about what made this movie so great to me, and that is the big plot twist that Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character Ray is the second killer and everything. Well, I don't know if we necessarily needed the second killer in this movie. I'm glad that they went there. I'm glad they had the balls to go there and make him the killer and everything. I always had thought in the first movie when Freddie Prinze Jr. was a red herring and stuff, it's like, what if he was the killer? When I first saw the movie for the first time, I thought that he was going to be the killer and everything. And I always kind of was like, no, that would have been a cool idea and everything. But I never expected that they would go with it. And I absolutely love that they did and everything. I think it was awesome and everything. I think Freddie Prinze Jr.'s performance was pretty cool. Now, he's not the best at playing psychotic and everything, but I thought he was pretty good. And it was something different for him and everything. It was a different take on the character, and I thought he was great. And Jennifer Love Hewitt is once again great as Julie too. I do wish that Julie had a lot more to do in the movie and everything. She's kind of a side character and stuff, and she comes in at the third act just a little bit. Everything kind of felt like they didn't really know what to do with her and stuff, and I wish they would have done a little bit more with her and everything. But I love the twist with Ray at the end. It's just awesome and very awesome. And while I will say the score's not as good as the first one and everything, James Nancy's score is good enough. It's not bad, and I feel like the kills are pretty good in here. I think they're better than they were in the first two, but I don't feel like any of these movies have really great kills and everything. Now, while I am praising this movie pretty heavily, there are a lot of things I didn't like about this movie. I feel like the writing isn't the best and everything. There's some pretty poor choices that the characters make throughout the movie. The dialogue is pretty terrible throughout it and stuff. There's some really cringy dialogue and stuff. And like at the end of the movie, there's a part where they're like, none of this would happen if we don't go to therapy and stuff like that. It's just really cringy dialogue and everything. It just didn't really good. The dialogue in here was not very good. And the logical issues throughout this movie are not done very good. And the ending doesn't make a lot of sense. Like Ava and Danica are just all happy-go-lucky at the end of the movie, like nothing ever happened, and then they just say, "Oh, Stevie lived," and everything to bait a sequel. And then there's a post-credit scene with Brandy and stuff, which is pretty cool. I did like that, and I liked it since I was a sequel. And I'm excited enough that if they do make a fourth movie, I'm going to see it and everything. I don't think it's bad enough to make me not be excited for the future, but I'm not like super excited either, because this isn't one of those franchises that I absolutely love. I don't hate, but I don't love it, and everything. So, all in all, I think I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 is a pretty decent legacy sequel. I don't think it's one of the best, like some people say it is, but I don't think it's as bad as some people say it is either. I've heard so many mixed reviews on it. I've heard some people really love it, and some people really hate it, and I'm kind of just more on the love side, to be honest with you. I was very impressed with this movie. This movie really surprised me and everything. I don't know if I'd say it's one of the best of the year and everything. It's one of the most surprising movies of the year, because like I said, I went in with such low expectations. I didn't expect to like this movie really at all, and it really was pretty good. So, all in all, it's a decent legacy sequel. Not the best one ever, but this might be my favorite movie in the franchise, because they took the ballsy turns and stuff that they did. I know a lot of people said they saw the reveal of Ray being the killer coming and everything. I didn't catch that, but I think that the scene that a lot of people talk about that really made them realize who it was and stuff, I actually didn't see, because I went to the bathroom for and everything, and I missed out just a little bit of it, and I think that that's why it threw me off. I didn't expect it at all that it was him. It was done well. I think that his motivations for being the killer were believable and stuff, and everything. He came out of the town for covering up what happened and everything, and acting like what happened to him didn't happen and everything. He didn't deal with the trauma the way he should have and stuff, and I think that it worked pretty well. So, all in all, I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 is pretty decent. Yeah, I think it's one of the most surprising movies. And I'm going to go as far to say that I actually think this might be my favorite movie in the franchise, which I know is probably a very big hot take and everything. But I don't have a huge attachment to the original one. I did grow up with it, and I have nostalgia for it, but I just don't have the same attachment to it like a lot of people have and everything. And it's never been one that I've always absolutely loved, but I've never hated it either. I think it's just a fine time and everything. And this one is more of a fine time too. It's not a mind-blowing movie except for the twists and everything. I wouldn't say it's like anything super special, but it's good enough. And I like that they went all out, went balls in with it and everything. So yeah, so I'd say I'd give it a 7 out of 10. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day.
Yeah.